In my family, I can put my money in the hard assets I think are going to be there. But I think that would get smaller with AI, a lot smaller. We are ahead in the next 10 years for something wild, a huge opportunity. More of the economy is going digital, and perhaps strategically so. And I want a few minutes to wrap up here quick. The SEC is now saying U.S. stablecoins, which are U.S. dollar crypto, USDT, Tether, think Tether, they're saying, you know what, we're okay with that. And I was like, what the hell? Really? I'm going to skip the video because I want to keep going. But he's basically speaking to the American Bankers Association on April 9th, that's a few days ago, saying, yeah, we're good with stablecoins. He's telling the bankers we're good with stablecoins that exist outside of the banking system. Take a look at it. Treasury Secretary saying we're good. I'm not going to play the video, but look at this. Why is he saying they're good? U.S. dollar, U.S. debt held by China coming down. Look at the bottom line. Look what's going on. Do you see the bottom line? That is treasuries held by USDT. Stable coins, when they take money in from Brazil or Chile, and they give those people give their local currency in exchange for U.S. dollar tether, the stablecoin companies go and buy treasuries with money. They have found new demand for their treasuries. Suddenly the administration is okay with crypto, specifically the USDT or stablecoins. It's causing new demand for their treasuries. It's like you can see an old system and a new system because the money that's going into the stablecoins, very small percentage of it, in my opinion, is going to go back into the old system. All the purchasing power is going from one system into a new system. You can see it being born right now. And when you see Tether talking about they're going to build AI, and inside the AI, they're going to have natively USDT Tether inside their AI to transact inside the artificial intelligence built in. We're at this moment with a lot of this stuff. And if you read Stripe, one of the biggest payment processors, if you read their annual letter, they have this crazy stuff in here where it says over 700 AI agents launched in 2024. They're not chatbots, they're autonomous economic actors that initiate transactions, approve and decline purchases. Wait until you hear after Steve Jacobs in the room, yes, he's right there. Wait till you hear this talk after the break of what Addy is doing with real estate and artificial intelligence in provinces like here in Canada. They have not announced this yet. He's going to announce it here at this event. Wait till you hear what we're talking about that. AI is a financial model layer, enter stable coins, and it's because of all this stuff. They do just 1 year transaction volume, about $40 million active stable coin wallets. The country of Canada's population, 1 year. And AI and tech are participating in the great monetary change. And we can see this because when you measure stable semiconductors against things like gold is telling us, when it's shooting up like this, gold is telling all of us something's off. Bitcoin is up 22% in the last 6 months, NASDAQ is down 14%. Bitcoin is not a tech stock, it's a digital monetary asset. Nobody understands it yet. This is all about opportunity, in my opinion. This is the stock market going fast as we're ever had. Last few years since the pandemic, that's the national stock markets. There you go. From the same time frame, that's Bitcoin's return. If you take Bitcoin from the top of the last cycle, highest price, and then you look at the equity markets from that point, that's the results, and Bitcoin's still higher than the peak of the last peak they had. And I feel like we're in this moment where in 1999, I used to make Microsoft Access database projects for some companies in Toronto for $1,500, and then a company like NetSuite went public on the New York Stock Exchange for $1 billion in 2007. My Oracle sales manager said they didn't understand. In 2005, they're like, nobody's putting their accounting software into the cloud. 2 years later, NetSuite goes public for $1 billion. We're in that moment again. Centralized banking to decentralized money over the next 8 years. What happens to banks? What happens to dividends that people are banking on getting 15 years from now? What happens to the real value of bonds? What happens to the bigger debt part of the system? U.S. Treasuries. What happens to all the retirements in this world? We're all trying to figure this out together. People are generally not good at spotting exponential trend changes. And that's what we're here to talk about. The S&P 500, the era of volatility. which I'm just going to toot our own horn. We called this era 4 years ago. We said, this is the decade of volatility. Look at the volatility of the S&P 500 right now. It's wild. So this is happening in real time. Because of the new trade war and because of the addition of AI to add to their account for our investments, there is now real jurisdictional risk that we're taking into account in our investments. We don't know what country around the world is going to issue what tax, what tariff. We're trying to figure it all out. Medium and long term, 2035 is not looking like today. The US dollar, money, jobs, and tourists are all set for significant disruption. Attempting to more regional trade zones, I believe. So we're going from a global market with regional banking, because we have regional banking, like American banking, it's hard to send money, right? We're going from global markets to regional banking to global banking with the new stuff and regional markets. We're reversing. Wild. I don't know exactly how it's true right now. In short term, inflation is going dropping like a stone in the United States. The Fed has the cover they need to cut interest rates and juice the markets to keep this going. So I'm pretty sure that's coming sometime with June. Looks like the latest time that we get their cuts. And here it is, global M2. Over the last couple of years, global M2. There's our Bitcoin in that middle range there. You can see where global M2 is headed over the next little while. So we'll see what happens with our assets. Real estate, gold, Bitcoin, our favorite for you. This is how we're playing the game. You need cash, you need gold for longer term savings. You can mix in some Bitcoin there, you need some productive assets, and you need it, in our opinion, for some return. The old path is over. Done. This is the new path. And if you understand this new path, there's so much opportunity. It's why we're sticking around at the end of today to talk about how you build the audience, how you build your own audience to leverage as a business. This is the opportunity if you understand this now. So we're really blessed and grateful to be able to talk like this and share our thoughts, because we know some of you think we're crazy for sure. But we thank you for being open-minded enough to ingest some of this information and think critically for yourself.